What's good?
What up?
The time is 16:51, 2025, and this is episode 9 of the Legendary Duo Podcast. Yeah, 9. This is episode 9 of the Legendary Duo Podcast, and the first thing you got anything else? Oh yeah.
Get into it.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we're about to get into our first topic. So, a couple weeks ago, I think last episode, we talked about the text message between Dave and Ye, where Ye was requesting something of Dave, and Dave said that he couldn't meet his request, and he told him to find God, and he said, well, he didn't say that part, but we're gonna get into other things that he said. So this is unreleased. This is that new unreleased from Dave Blunt's. It's actually the Ye diss. So he hopped out and he dissed 50 Cent for Ye, but now he's spinning back and he's dissing Ye for himself. So let's get into it.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Never meant to be that type of. Never meant to be that type of. Never meant to be that type of dude. Never meant to be that type of dude. Never meant to be that type of dude. Never meant to be that type of. Never meant to be that type of dude. Kanye West, he made me diss the Jews. Bitch, I'm speaking out, this shit's my truth. I'm so sick and tired of being groomed. I'm so sick and tired of being groomed. He gave me millions of dollars. It made me switch up on Connor. It made me think he's a scholar. He tried to act like my father. I ain't even try to ask the bitch nigga for a handout. 47-year-old billionaire, but from me he's fanned out. Bitch niggas wanna switch up and treat me like I'm nothing. The same nigga that made graduation try to fuck his cousin. This is real shit, bitch nigga, no, I am not bluffing. Told me that you love me, but you was never even my friend. Remember when you told me that you kissed a bitch that was trans? Remember when you told me that you had to kiss the bitch again? They don't wanna see me win. Thought this nigga was my twin. You ain't never have to spend. You ain't never have to draw down on a nigga just to get the rent paid. Nigga made me write HH, but I should've did it, was a mistake. Codeine when I intake. Why the fuck are my friends fake? Rollie on me so heavy, if I bust it down, it's gonna make my wrist break. I'm just trying to be a winner. No, I don't support Hitler. Hating Jews, that is not me. So I'm sorry I became a Nazi. Yeah. I'm sorry I became a Nazi. I lost myself, that is not me. I can't let Kanye stop me. I'm not your cousin, you can't stop me. I'm not your cousin, you can't stop me. I'm not your cousin, you can't stop me. Yeah, I'm putting this shit to rest. Hell no, I don't support incest. Two cousins should not have sex. Two cousins should not 69. Kanye, get the fuck off my line. Kanye need to go and find Jesus. 7 years old, used to have problems breathing. 7 years old, you was sucking on penis. 7 years old, you was swallowing semen. Go and find God so you can kill those demons. Go and find God so you can solve those issues. You got none on your face, nigga, here's a titch. You got none on your face, nigga, wipe it off. You and your cousin was in love. How could you do that to your cuz? How could you do that to your blood? Never meant to be that type of dude. Never meant to be that type of dude. Never meant to be that type of. Never meant to be that type of dude. Kanye West, he made me diss the Jews. Bitch, I'm speaking out, this shit's my truth. I'm so sick and tired of being groomed. I'm so sick and tired of being groomed.
So, what do you think about that song that Dave Blunt dropped? I mean, the unreleased song that we just listened to, that Dave Blunt recorded.
Well, I want to say that I wanted to come in hating because I don't really like the little auto tune, the little singing, the little that's too R&B, too smooth for me, and I ain't really into that type of music. But man, I gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta respect that. Like the flow was not irritating for me to listen to, even though it was auto tune. Like it was bearable. The beat was something that you know it was good. I like the beat. This is a song that I will play. This is a song that I will put on repeat. This is a song that I will like put on a playlist because it's some songs that I hear like we listen to that what did I miss? Now that was banging. That was hot. When I say I haven't heard that song again from that time to this time and in my mind I want to play it. I still haven't added it to my playlist, but it go hard. But you know, I'm a Drake fan and I still haven't went back to listen to that. I will type this in to listen to it. Like it was nice, and I liked how he was spitting facts. Cause like he said, I don't. When he said, "Bitch," you know, I'm spitting the truth or I'm telling my truth or whatever. To me, that was like, I don't give a fuck what none of y'all talking about or what you say, nigga. This is, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because when he came in, I'm like, you know, when he said that, I'm like, oh, okay, gather us together. You know, speak your truth then. You know, and I like how he was willing to say whatever he wanted to say, even though it's Kanye. He didn't take it, you know, some people might just sit on that and just be quiet or whatever, but he was willing to go up against Kanye West and make a diss track, whether it's released or not. He recorded it, you know what I'm saying? And I respect him for that, because some people will just hold that and just be like, well, I don't want to touch because they could blacklist me, whatever the case may be. And that he was willing to put that on wax regardless of that, even if it's released or not. Now, what he was saying, oh my gosh, I lost my breath 7 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was so disrespectful.
Yeah.
He was so disrespectful. But it was true. He was speaking nothing but facts from the horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for him to say those things was like, wow, you know, I don't agree with that at all. I don't like that. But at the same time, when it's beef, then you know what I'm saying? I respect it. I really, really like that song. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm talking about, I'm gonna say 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I liked it as well. I think it made me, you know, be interested in other Dave Blunt's music, because the beat was really nice. But I really liked how it took so long for it to pick up, because he didn't instantly get into it. But the beat was so fire, and the way he was flowing over it was so fire. And I had forgot that he was the same person who made Cousins, World War III, and HH, and all those songs are also fire. He's really good over, you know, beats. He has a nice flow. And it was so fire what he was saying about that nigga. You know, he was cutting that nigga's throat off. It's like, you know, maybe a top 5 diss track. It was really great. And it's just so fire. I'll listen to that again too. I would definitely listen to it again. I'm glad you liked it as well. You want to get to the next topic? So,
Yeah.
so Meta is announcing new glasses. So these are basically the glasses that I would say that, you know, back in like 2013, when everybody thought technology was, I think at the time we thought it was like at the peak. I thought it was at the peak. Like, I didn't expect any of this stuff that we got. Like, never have I ever, you know, even AI, I just never believed in technology, because I feel like it really didn't. I feel like technology only really started to pick up heavily like post pandemic. But, you know, from like 2013 to like 2020, I don't remember ever seeing anything new just be unveiled like technologically that I thought was like really great. Hold on, wait. No, because I think Blu-ray was already out. Blu-ray, maybe 4K, I think is. But this is the new 4K. This is the new AI. this is the new future, you know. So this is what they got.
Is Meta Ray-Ban display. These are glasses with the classic style that you'd expect from Ray-Ban, but they're the first AI glasses with a high-resolution display and a whole new way to interact with them, the Meta Neural Band. The display is large enough to watch a video or read a thread of messages. It appears in one eye, it's slightly off-center so it doesn't block your view, and it disappears after a few seconds when it's not in use so it doesn't distract you. So for the glasses, we're replacing the keyboard, mouse, touchscreen, buttons, dials, with the ability to send signals from your brain with little muscle movements that the neural band will pick up so you can silently control your glasses with barely perceptible movements. The Meta Neural Band is a huge scientific breakthrough. We have built a neural interface into a durable, lightweight, comfortable, and good-looking wristband with 18 hours of battery life and is water resistant. Okay, I could go ahead and I could dictate with my voice, I could send a voice clip, but I've got this neural band, and it's silent. And now, a lot of the time you're around other people. So it's good to just be able to type without anyone seeing. Play California Dream. I pretty much always have the subtitles on. I can hear fine, but I find that it just makes it easier to follow along. But if you have an issue hearing, then I think that this is going to be a game changer.
Yeah, I agree.
These are the brand new Meta Ray-Ban displays, an entirely new category of AI glasses that put a full-color, high-resolution display right in the lens. And I just got an early hands-on demo with them where they kind of blew my mind. So here's everything you need to know and my initial thoughts. First up, these glasses come in two parts, the glasses themselves and the Meta Neural Band. It's essentially a wristband that reads tiny electrical signals from your muscles and turns them into controls for your glasses. So to navigate the menus, you simply swipe your thumb, tap your index finger to select, or middle finger to go back. And to sleep the display when you don't need it, you just double tap your middle finger.
I look crazy.
Okay, and that in itself is cool, but what can these glasses actually do? Well, first up, of course, you can do things like messaging, either by using the suggested quick replies, voice to text, which you can now do very quietly and it'll still pick it up.
I gave it to you last week and you didn't give it back for 24 hours.
Or my favorite, which is coming a little bit later, handwriting, where you can literally just write out what you want to say on any surface without saying a word. And this worked surprisingly well. They were saying that some of the Meta employees are already up to 30 words a minute using this method. The glasses can also do live navigation, where a map pops up and gives you turn-by-turn directions based on where you're walking, live captions and translation, so it can actually display captions for speech that's directed at you or translate select languages for you in real time. And we actually pushed this one to the limit. I had one person speaking at me while a bunch of other people were simulating conversations in the background.
Microphones, that's 120
And as you can tell, I was pretty shocked at how well the captions were still working.
Wow.
Now for photos and videos, you now have a real-time camera viewfinder, so you can actually see what you're taking a photo of. And if you want to zoom in and out, you simply pinch your finger and twist. It was super intuitive. This also worked really well for video calls. You can now see someone if they're calling you, but also show them what you're looking at through your glasses. There's of course music playback, so you can now see what you're listening to. You can swipe left and right to navigate, or again, pinch and twist to adjust the volume. And then of course, Meta AI with visuals now, so it can show you answers to artwork you're curious about, or show you a recipe to follow along to while you're cooking. There are a lot of capabilities for this one, way too many to go through in this video. Truthfully, I think the thing that I was most shocked about though was the privacy of it all. If you were just watching me use the glasses, you would have no idea what I was doing. That and the 5,000 nits of peak brightness, they let me take them outside on a very bright and sunny day and I could still see the screen perfect. Now the battery life for these is 6 hours of multi-use with up to 30 hours using the case, but the craziest part is the fact that these are going to be available September 30th, which is like right around the corner, for $7.99 in select brick and mortar stores. So they're here. And I gotta say, love them or hate them, this feels like a huge leap forward.
So basically that's the new Meta product. So me, this can either go, when they create new tech, it can either be so great that people all hop on it because they realize how great it is, or it could be so great that people don't, or people it can be great, but people don't actually have a use for it. So the great technology will just exist, and then people won't spend money on it. So the people who made it will just say, "Oh, well, people aren't buying this, so just wear it." So I hope that doesn't happen with this. But what do you think about these new Meta glasses?
I have a couple different takes. So, off top, I love them. Like, I think that's what's up. Like, I would love a pair, and I think $800 is not bad. It's glasses cost way more than that. I paid more than that for glasses, so I think that's cool. I wouldn't have a problem using it at all because I'm a smart head. I love everything smart, for the most part. But then, like when I was watching, I'm like, okay, that's what's up. But I'm just too hood. I'm sorry. Like, I would think about somebody robbing me. I watched the rail where this lady was at the gas station and this guy followed her in, snatched her glasses right off her face. And then when she went to try to stop him, and another guy, basically he had a weapon or whatever. Then I seen something else where these girls was at a concert and they were deaf doing sign language, and somebody thought they was doing up gang signs, tried to press them. Crazy, just the world that we live in. But then I also thought about, like, it's good, but it's kind of messed up because, like people with arthritis, you can't be doing all those little hand movements and stuff like that. But maybe not too many older people or people with arthritis would be into that. But and I was thinking about like people who I'm quite sure it's other ways you can control it, But those were the things that I was thinking about. But overall, I think they dope. Like, I would 100%. I could see myself wearing it. I mean, I'm quite sure it's the first one, so maybe 6 hours is just the starter. But at least 14. 6 hours ain't even a whole work shift.
Yeah, that ain't true.
But they said 30 with the frames. I mean, whatever. But and then I wonder. Like, can you put a prescription in there, or like, are they just that?
Yeah, I think so. Eventually.
Yeah.
Let me get some water. Hold on. So the next topic is NBA YoungBoy in Kansas City. So when I think of Kansas City, I think about the song Kansas City, which is fire. But I also think about Albert King. But I also, think which Kansas City, because, it's the Missouri Kansas City, which is, very ghetto, and then it's the Kansas City, which I think is like the white Kansas City. Like, I think it's white people there. But, I mean, my theories about Kansas City being ghetto were correct when I figured out that the mayor of Kansas City declared the 21st of September as NBA YoungBoy Day, and for him to be celebrated every year. So do you think this is extremely ghetto that they would give NBA YoungBoy, out of all the rappers in the world, a day? Don't you think this is inflicts, or don't you think this makes you look at Kansas, or does this make you look at Kansas City in a negative light and make you not want to go there?
It doesn't. It make me wonder what YoungBoy did. Did he like donate a library, or like I don't know, open up a school or something? Like,
let me look it up because all right, so here we go. Kansas City Proclamation recognition of NBA YoungBoy Contrail Deshaun Golden for his contributions to music, culture, criminal justice awareness, and community empowerment. Whereas Contrail Deshaun Golden, known globally as NBA YoungBoy, has emerged as one of the most influential musical voices of his generation, using his art to share stories of struggle, resilience, right, and perseverance. And whereas Mr. Golden has faced significant challenges in his personal life, including legal struggles, but through dedication to his family, his craft, and his community, has demonstrated the possibility of growth, transformation, and redemption. And whereas May 28th, 2025, Mr. Golden received a presidential pardon, an extraordinary act of clemency which lifted long-standing legal burdens, underscoring the values of forgiveness, second chances, and criminal justice reform. And whereas Mr. Golden has used his platform to champion peace through his widely recognized Stop the Violence campaign, calling for end to cycles of crime and retaliation and encouraging young people to choose positivity, education, and opportunity. Whereas during his national tour, Mr. Golden has committed to giving back to local communities, including charitable donations, outreach programs, and supporting youth-focused initiatives, demonstrating the impact artists can make beyond the stage. And whereas Mr. Golden's journey reflects the reality of many individuals impacted by the justice system, and his story brings much needed visibility to ongoing conversations about probation, re-entry, and barriers that people face as they rebuild their lives. And whereas NBA YoungBoy's performance in Kansas City on Sunday, September 21st, 2025 is more than a concert. It's a celebration of culture, expression, unity, resilience, bringing together thousands of fans while generating meaningful economic and social impact for our city. And whereas the city of Kansas City recognizes the importance of highlighting redemption stories as powerful tools to inspire hope, encourage reform, and foster stronger communities. And now, therefore, as mayor of Kansas City, Missouri, I, Quentin D. Lucas, on behalf of the citizens of this great city, do hereby proclaim Sunday, September 24th, 2025, a national. Can he declare a national holiday like that?
In
NBA
his city, you can.
That wouldn't be national, right? That would be like local, right? I don't. But that is the proclamation. So now knowing everything he said, how do you feel about this?
I respect it because it's true. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what's true?
It's true that, like, how he held it down on house arrest. Like, most people will F up on house arrest. My boy was on house arrest for a long time. And now he off and he could, move around and, come back to society. And I do know, I have heard of him, like, donating and stuff like that. As far as his, call for peace, I won't speak on that. But after reading that, I could see it because like they said, the 21st, it brought revenue to the city, and no telling what that did or when the last time they had an artist. Now, I heard you say something about an incident that might have happened earlier, but besides that, the things that I've been saying about Young Boy's concert and stuff like that, it's like lit everybody all in tune on the same page. Now, I don't know if that's just certain cities or whatever, but yeah, I respect it.
Don't you think that, his music and the attitude that he bring and, just the image that he portrays, don't you think it's really something that shouldn't be praised at all, really? And don't you think also that his music is extremely, extremely violent and celebrates violence, like, to an extreme degree?
I get what you're saying, and like he said in there, he said that is just some people's lives. What he's rapping about, people live that. Like, that's some people's normal life. So I feel that the mayor probably looks at that and thinks that young people feel that if he made it out, that they can too. And yeah, he do rap about a lot of effed up stuff, but I don't think that he's I think that's people reality. And whether he was singing about it, is shining a light on it, or whatever, that still doesn't stop the fact that that's people norm. That's some people norm.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm not gonna get you to change your mind on this. So
I didn't know that the president pardoned him. No,
so I'll just say what I gotta say about this. So, me personally, I think that this reflects negatively upon Kansas City, and also, but I'm not gonna do it because you told me I'd be doing that too much. But I think this really shows, values, but me, I say that NBA YoungBoy's music, although it might reflect a certain, people daily life, I think his music is overall negative in really all aspects, because I think that he, or just the rap image has connected, with the street image, with the black image, and I feel like he's one of the you know, the new movement, or he was really the head of the new movement of the rebirth of, I feel like, street rap. You know, I feel like back in 2017, 16, it wasn't really, you know, they weren't as street as, you know, niggas like him. And niggas like him are like or especially this nigga, probably more so than any nigga, is like the saint of the street image. Like, niggas, when I was in high school, used to like talk like NBA young boy, dress like him. And I feel like he gives, you know, niggas that, like, that, I don't know, that a connection to like something I don't really have, but, you know, only thing I can really describe it is extreme ghetto-ness, if that makes any sense. Just from looking at, you know, his concert, don't they seem extremely ghetto to you as well?
No, I you know, I'm from a different.
Oh yeah,
you know
I forgot.
Like,
let me
seem
speak
lit
me
to
from for me, my perspective. His concerts seem extremely ghetto, and his music seems to be to push into people's mind. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say me. I don't view him as someone who doesn't promote the things that he talks about in his music. I feel like it's more of I feel like it glorifies violence, and I don't know. I feel like his whole fan base is kind of like, I don't know how you describe them, but they're like into, I'll just say aggression. I don't know, but I feel like you have to be like deep into, you know, turning up on niggas. You know, I feel like he has like a turn up fan base, and I feel like his music. I feel like if a city in America is giving him a day because of, you know, his quote unquote stop the violence, but they're ignoring all of the negative that comes behind this music, I think it really can only happen if, you know, let me think. Oh wait. Oh, let me say, if this was happening in my city, I would move to another city, or I would try to get the mayor out of there. Because I'm not really pro rap, I guess, or rap that, you know, promotes a certain way that I feel like you have to, or is almost too prevalent, you know, in the black identity. I feel like being attached to the streets, to some people's mind, is like linked to being black. And I feel like if you're black, you have to like champion and celebrate certain things that, you know, me personally, I want to separate myself from. So me, you know, I don't really look, or I look at, you know, Kansas City, Missouri, I look at that place through a very tainted lens for them electing this nigga or choosing to champion this nigga. But, you know, that's just me, you know. Different niggas come from different experiences. But so you want to get to the next topic?
Yeah.
All right, so Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback ever, is coming back out of retirement because the Turkish...
I'm very excited to announce...
I don't know what he does in Turkey. Basically, this very rich and famous Turkish dude who was responsible for putting together the Terrence Crawford and Canelo fight, and is also... Actually, is he Turkey? He's either from Turkey or Saudi Arabia. I don't know, but, you know, he paid him the bag, $7 million. He paid Tom Brady $7 million to come out and play fight. I mean, so let's just...
I'm very excited to announce that I'm coming out of retirement and teaming up with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, Fanatics, OBB Media, and my friends at Fox Sports to launch the Fanatics Flag Football Classic.
So what do you think about him coming out of retirement to play flag football?
I love it. I really like Tom Brady. Like, I'm a strong football head and I'm for my team. But besides my team, I really enjoyed him playing. I like him as a person. and I'm glad to see him back. Even flag football, 100% I watch it.
Okay, yeah. All right, so the dude is Turkish, but they're going to be doing it in Saudi Arabia. But at first I was thinking like this is a bad look because he's such a legendary figure, you know, and he's doing it for 70 or 7 mil, and he has to do it in another country, and he's in retirement, so retiring. So I thought it was a bad look at first, but I had to realize that, you know, one, he can do what he want to do. That's first off. Second off, you know, he wasn't necessarily like making extremely like big bucks like that during his heyday. I didn't realize that, but his team was so good that, you know, other people were. I don't even think he was like the highest paid person on his team. Like most of the time he was there, you know. So he took a lot of hits, I guess, financially to, you know, have, you know, his team, you know, get the money so he can have, you know, a winning team. So I don't know. I'm not saying like but I don't know if he's like a billionaire, you know. So if he's not a billionaire, I feel like, you know, you got to do what you got to do to reach that status when you know, such a legendary figure, you know. So for 7 mil, you know, nothing wrong with it. That's how I feel about it. You got anything else to say about it?
I think maybe he have a passion for football and just.
Oh yeah,
you know
that's true. I forgot that he does.
You know, he played it for so long.
Yeah, and he can't retire because he's like old. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
And he can still play it, but not as serious. But you can still twist the ankle out there. You know what I'm saying? You might not break a collarbone, but you can still twist the ankle. But he could have a passion for it.
All right, so you want to get to the next thing?
Yeah.
All right, so
other victims.
This is Cash Patel. He had to testify because he went during the Charlie Kirk thing. He had like 3 press conferences where he announced that, oh, we got the guy, but they had to let him go. He did that like 3 times, and they were I don't know which ones call him, but one of the members of the Congress, you know, they had called him in for a hearing.
Other victims. This is the investigation we were given from 2006, 7, and 8, and the search warrant from 2006, 7, and 8. 2006, 7, and 8.
2006, 7, and 8.
All right, so what do you think about that?
Wow.
That's all you got to say?
Yeah, that's all I got to say. Did you see the what I sent you?
No, what you sent me?
When they were at some restaurant. It was like the next order.
Oh yeah, the Culver's. Oh yeah. I remember that. That was funny. Yeah, and his was 6, 7, 8. This was funny too.
7 years old. Okay, go ahead.
Damn.
That being said, no, I'm just being straight because my dad told me that because I sounded just like you guys. I have a 41-year-old daughter, 33-year-old son. I'm gonna
41, but I got 41 gold. Watch them chain got 40.
Oh, he's 67 and he has a 41-year-old daughter. What do you think about that?
That doesn't sound bad.
Yeah, but isn't that crazy though?
No, it was like
he's 6'7" and he got a 41.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful.
I was thinking about the 33 that he said after that, but yeah, that's funny.
Oh yeah, that's just that was amazing. Oh, so our boy had dropped a YouTube video for the song, the Muppet, or not Muppet, the Count Dracula dude. So.
Oh yeah, this one, I'm finna make it out of with this one, bro.
Look at this, man. It's so crazy.
Yeah, okay.
10 big bitches in the bando, they just want some sandals. She said she want me make it romantic, I go light some candles. She said she 350, that's no biggie, baby, I can handle. She said she 350, then we litty, give me those left handles. When we fuck, she want to get on top, I said, baby, you can. She said, baby, can you pick me up? I said, baby, I can. I said, baby, can I take you out? She said, of course you can. When we done fucking, I say, what's the move? She said, let's eat again. She said, baby, what gang do you rap? I said, the Taliban. You might know my uncle Bin Laden or Osama Den. It's all my beat to my uncle Saddam and then. I like all my bitches built like Lizzo, big and round like hippo. I don't want no skilly gals, 200 plus guys in the bed, I'm in the middle. When we fuck, I feed them Snickers. If she lay on me, I die, but I like the way I'm living. In my car, I cannot drive 800 pounds in Honda Civic. 10 big bitches in the bando, they just want some sandals.
She said she want me make it romantic. I go light some candles. She said she 350, that's no biggie, baby. I can handle. She said she 350, then we litty. Give me those left handers. When we fuck, she want to get on top. I said, baby, you can. She said, baby, can you pick me up? I said, baby, I can. I said, baby, can I take you out? She said, of course you can. We done fucking. I say, what's the move? She said, let's eat again.
Oh my god. So what do you think about that video? Do you think it's fire?
I like the video. I wish he would have got some big bitches that knew how to shake their ass a little bit better. You know, that would have made it a little bit more real. I understand he got big girls, but there's some big girls out there that know how to throw it in the circle. So I wish that part would have been a little bit more fire. But yeah, it go. I don't got a problem with it. You know, the beat is stupid.
Yeah, he needs to drop a project in that voice. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want to get to the next topic?
We can.
All right, so you know who Noah Lyles is?
The name sounds familiar.
All right, so he's a runner. People think he almost lost the speed, but they don't know how racing works.
Okay.
He's the dude who initially, when he was running, speed was ahead of him. But then, like races go, it's not about how you start; it's about how you finish. And he lost. But you know, he
what's the
did something legendary last week, or a couple days ago. That was really cool. So
slickest thing you've ever said to your opponent?
Slickest thing. When I was in high school, we used to run 4x4s. Sometimes my team wasn't in first. We were in second. We get on the line, and you're facing each other like this, and I tell the person in front of me, don't run too far. I don't feel like running very fast today.
But why
I was going to catch him regardless.
Why was you?
So it's all depends.
what do you think about that?
What, that was a relay?
No, that was a 4x4. That's when
I guess I really don't know what that is.
when they run it and then you grab the thing from behind you.
Yeah, they don't call that a relay no more?
I don't know what a relay is. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, back in the day, they used to call it like a relay race, so you were running past the sticks.
Oh, I thought relay was actual cars, but
Oh, yeah, so I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
Man,
especially if it's true.
Oh, you thought what he said was hard or lame?
No, I think it was funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you thought it was funny because how awkward and hard that was, right? Or you thought it was funny because you actually thought what he said was cool?
No, I thought it was funny because of what he said was cool.
Oh, you didn't think that was lame?
No, I didn't.
Oh, but that wasn't trash talk though. That was like.
I mean, but I get what he said. I used to run, so.
Man, you always seeing somebody's side, anyways.
I am always seeing
people are
somebody's
calling
side.
him, or people perceive him as being kind of lame, I guess, probably because he's not a street dude. But
I'm corny, so people call me corny and all that, so maybe that's why, because I don't care, but yeah, I thought that was.
But do you think, oh, well, you don't think he's lame?
Let me get your
No, I didn't think that was lame at all.
Okay. So you think money can unlame you?
Me personally, no. I know some people who, money control their, brain and their pants. But me, I don't give a damn about nothing what somebody got. How I feel is how I feel, no matter what they have. Me personally. So no, if you a lame or corny, then you corny with money as well. Don't change you. You see Drake.
Okay. So he is about to win, or he before this was one of the few people, or there's been very few people who have consecutively won 4+ titles, 4 and then higher than 4 titles consecutively, and this is like gold medals or something, I think, for this race, right? Yeah, 200 means, but they're gonna show all that. So let's do it. Hold on, what? Let me unmute the video.
Attempting to secure his 4th world title and put himself in some rare company.
Yeah, the 2 other men who have ever done that in history. You know their names, Usain Bolt and Michael Johnson. And here are some of the athletes who have won 4 or more consecutive titles in the same event.
some great names on here. Sergey Buka, Ivan Pedroso, New Zealand's Valerie Adams, and Yulimar Rojas, who got herself a bronze last evening in the triple jump. But Noah Lyles has never lost at the World Championships at 200 meters.
That's a streak he would like to continue. He did lose a 200-meter race in Tokyo 4 years ago, and this man beat him, Kenny Bednarek.
Yeah, he lost to both Andre DeGrasse of Canada and this guy, Kenny Bednarek. But Bednarek is just to the outside, two from. We'll see who wants to challenge him for that title. The Jamaican Lavelle responded very well to the gun. Noah Lyles has some ground to make up. Taboho is running a good turn as well. The Jamaican Lavelle will lead off the turn. Here comes the world champ.
Lavelle, here comes Bednarek, here comes Lyles. Look at this finish, and Lyles has won his 4th straight world title.
He is undefeated at the World Championships for a reason. This was closer than the previous 3, but the result is the same.
How do you feel about that?
That's wild. I mean, it never matters where you are in a race. The only thing that matters is where you finish. It's wild.
Do you think that was cool that he won 4 straight back-to-back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was cool too.
Running track is a serious thing. I used to love to run track until I actually got my ass kicked one time.
Man, you think these Eagles niggas are going back to the Super Bowl? Because I heard that the Kansas City niggas, it was looking rough for them.
I ain't thinking about the Eagles.
Did you see that? Did you just see that? That shit looking good as fuck.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
I try not to look.
Alright, so this is the 4x4 men's. They actually had a men's and women, and we won that as well.
You still
What?
continuing all the elements? I know they don't got a nigga out there running in the rain.
Oh yeah, they do have a
People
nigga
still
running out
run in the rain to sleep at fast pace with all of your might in the rain.
They got running shoes on. I think that'd be straight.
Still, that's pavement. Oh Lord.
No,
I guess that's like football, huh?
This shit is real.
Yeah,
Real athletes.
I see in the grass.
And the reason why they have been on the podium so consistently is because of how consistently they pass the baton.
And the rain continues to fall. We saw the women having some issues with those baton pass. See what happens here for the men in the 4x100 meter relay final. Here we go, last race of these championships. Christian Cole in the United States in 7, Canada in the middle of the track in 5.
And man, that was the problem pass last year. No problems this year. The United States in the driver's seat, but Canada is within reach.
And some problems for the USA on that second exchange. Canada in the middle of the track as they set up for the anchor leg. Noah Lyles, USA.
37:30, not a bad time at all. I thought the championship record was very safe, but they got close to it. 37:29 now officially.
All right, so what do you think about that?
Oh, to be young and vibrant. Them knees. That's what's up. I just be looking at these things different, just to be able to run on the pavement like that. That's dangerous. That's a hazard ready to happen. But that's what's up, to not let the elements stop you and you still kick butt.
Yeah. Hold on, wait, let me cut this, put this shit right here. Alright, so the next thing is actually Spider. So he's dropping a new album. And he posted something on his IG story. You're gonna have to watch that after that because I want to see what he posted. But it's coming this Friday. So I guess it's coming tomorrow or tonight. So I'm definitely have to listen to that and see if it's still fire. It's called something hard to pronounce, like Scuddy. He said, "Fuck, YFN Lucci." You know who that is, right? Mm-hmm. That's his op. And this is he is out. This is the cover, red. I'm hoping this is some blood shit, right? Because I see a star, right? So I'm assuming this is some blood shit. Maybe he's like doing a Playboy Cardi thing where you like talk about, bloodness all the time and shit. What do you think about the album cover? I mean, the album coming out Friday, and the cover was presumed to be the cover, and the title as well.
The cover is okay. I mean, what does the name stand for? What is that? I've never really.
I don't know. It
seems like they acronyms.
I don't know why he has this white man thing. Did he go full Jamaican on us? What the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what that's about. You see, he became like a Jamaican.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan.
This isn't the album cover, right? Oh my God. Could you imagine? No, this can't be. This will be the worst album cover ever.
Looking like a bootleg Future.
More like a white man. But, what do you think about him dissing Lucci and showing us his album cover that's coming out tomorrow?
I don't.
He apparently has a song with Lucci, so he's actually dissing him to promote, because they both are dropping Friday. So he's dropping a song with him, and he's dissing him to promote the song. So what do you think about that?
Excuse me. I don't know. I mean, I didn't know he. I mean, I know he rapped, but I don't know anything about, Lucci besides him being with Rajane. Ain't that
He was Lil Wayne's daughter, or he was.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know him for.
He had posted this picture, and YFN and Lucci had posted this on his story after Young Thug had said what he said. What do you think about this picture? You think this proves that the album is gonna be fire?
No. I don't.
But it kind of does though. It implies it, That's how I feel.
It?
Of course, but do you feel like if you're a street nigga and you go on slide, for niggas, and you quote unquote snitch, but your snitching end up getting the nigga who you was sliding for out of jail, and the nigga who you was doing dirt for, he end up calling you a snitch, quote unquote, and then working with the nigga who you was doing dirt against. Do you think that proves that the street ideology and the anti-snitch street ideology is actually false, and they hold too much loyalty to the streets and not to their niggas who they were doing dirt with? You know what I'm saying? What do you think about him teaming up with his op and dissing all his mans who was a part of his crew? What do you think about that?
I'm not surprised.
Do you think it's a good thing? Is it's good or bad for the quote unquote streets? Or do you think it makes sense for the streets, quote unquote?
No, I don't think it makes sense for the streets.
You think it's bad for the streets, quote unquote, or it's good for the streets, quote unquote?
No,
he's linking with his op because he's not a snitch and dissing his homies who are snitches.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's good for the streets because why link up with your op though? You know what I'm saying? Even if you feel that way about your homies, you know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah, I guess that it's beef squashed though. He squashed the beef.
Still though, so you trust somebody who you once called an op? You always supposed to keep an eye out unless it's to keep your enemies close type thing. But besides that, no, just do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
You think you should still be homies with your homies if they snitching help to get you out of prison? Then they should be cool, or because they snitch, it don't matter, quote unquote, according to the street ideology. What you think would be more practically effective for the individual members of the streets?
Well, I think if if it got somebody out, then it wouldn't be looked at as bad. But to everybody else, but the person
what do you think
who
about
you
Thug
snitch.
though? What do you think he should do? What do you think would make sense? Not from a street perspective, but from a human perspective. If you was Thug, if you was according to street principles your whole life, and then you end up getting a RICO, and then your homies end up getting you out via snitching, and the failure of the state to properly go through the procedures to prosecute you, once you get out, would you call your homies a rat, or would you be like, we all beat the case, so I can forgive the ratting? What do you think? What would you do?
If I was him, I wouldn't have forgave him. We all beat the case, whatever the case may be. But I would have been quiet about it. I wouldn't even rapped anymore. Especially with the tapes and all of that. You know what I'm saying? What I would have did was I'd have made my money silently. I'd have came out with a fragrance or some hoodies or something like that. I wouldn't mess with the people no more if I felt a certain way about them or whatever. But I wouldn't even. Just because of how I am, regardless if I feel I didn't snitch or whatever the case may be, street feel you snitch. You know what it is. So I wouldn't be like, I don't give a damn what nobody say. I'm gonna still make music.
Don't you think
gonna accept me who
you think
I am.
the streets can be quote unquote reformed? Oh God, that's funny. I forgot about that girl.
You say what?
You think the streets can be reformed?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe with the New Testament, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, but
exactly.
That's about it. But I don't really see nothing wrong with the New Testament like that. I could respect it to a certain extent. I can. So,
yeah. But this is some unreleased. This is supposed to come out tomorrow, so he better put this on that new shit. Also, he better put that closing argument up on that new shit. But this is that unreleased. It's called Shanae / I'm So Dope. So, is this fire or is this trash?
Go. Turn me up a little bit, Brody. Yeah. Spider. Waxed. Yeah, King Spider the right way. Yeah. King Smoke, nigga, pass me dope. Every nigga around me go. Let's go. Everything about me slow. I put a knife on the hoe. Oh God. 200-foot yacht, Hey. I was about to come to your coast. Woo. Bitch got excited when I bought her the rose. Bitch ran over my toe. Shanae crop on her toes. Shanae. She know she got to stick to the code. Shanae. Everything about me dope. Shanae. Everything about me dope. Yeah. Tars about to eat McDonald's. Get French fry for her. Yeah. I'm so wavy, tsunami, whoa. Cowabunga pain on the dawn. Spaghetti's on that bitch and now she drawn. That nigga play his belt the ass, belt the run. I'm going for it, man, with the diamonds on your pumps. I told that bitch listen to me, cause I'm the one. She the two. I iced her crew. Her mama too. What's up, mom? They say I'm goated now. Just left my P.O. back to sippin', nigga bloated now. Yeah. Whoa. Wake up, Shanae, your approach. Shanae. Balenciaga, no coach. I'd rather flex on the low. Shanae. She'll never lie to the goat. Shanae. Everything about me dope. Shanae. Everything about me dope. Yeah. Everything about me golded. Lego. 2 C's all on the panties. Double up. A rich nigga, I can't explain it. No. A whole lot of M's I manage. Rex. I take me a piss in the Atlantic. Woo. I took me a piss in the Pacific. That's facts. The ocean, bitch, no kissing. No kiss. This badass bitch wanna kiss it. I told her both hands, no spinning. Everything we do is extended. She on my dick hold and spinning it. Ay. I'm testing little mama, I'm missing it. I'm fucking her deep, my fist in it. She slippery wet, she twisting it. Nick play, we pull up blitz and shit. Don't fuck these niggas, don't trust this shit. R.I.P. kids, no kids and shit. No kids. My wrist is hit, my kids on fleek, bitch, everything lit. Yeah, feel fabulous, I'm pouring my soda up, drinking Trish. I'm big dog around this bitch, nigga, everything intricate. I'm the big dog. Put ice on the bitch like Beyonce, everything Tiffany. Beyonce Tiff, she fucking me, I'm curling her, I'm lifting it. Beyonce Tiff, we go together right now, but we mistresses. Everything about me go, everything about me dope. Everything about me go, everything about me dope.
All right, so what do you think about that?
So I think that it was trash. But I respect it. The beat was nice. I respect it because I'm like, what could he be talking about? You know what I'm saying? Because I believe part of his stipulations to his probation or whatever is like he can't be talking or rapping about different type of stuff. So, you know, he was rapping about ass. It was trash. You talking about McDonald's and fries and all type of stuff. But how you was flowing over the beat, okay. You know, I wouldn't skip it. I wouldn't play it, but I wouldn't skip it. And I 100% respect it because you know, as an artist and you still want to make music and stuff. So you would have to put out stuff like that. It'd probably be a whole album of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, it was a point in the song where I completely tuned out and I was thinking about something else. And I was really, really thinking about it. And then I had to remember that I was listening to a song and I had to tune back in. I wasn't even going to say that part, but it's just the truth. But, you know, okay. You know, good for you.
Yeah. Yo, he need to drop that album, tonight, man. That shit was fire, man. Yo, Young Thug, he's one of the most talented rappers ever. Like, he's just, and it's just, I just forget, how, talented he is, but he still got the, he's still in his prime. He needs to drop this album because that last shit that he dropped, like, in 2021, straight ass, man, this is, he's really in rare form, like, exactly, like, he just needs to drop it. I'm listening to it, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to more Thug, I'm gonna have to do the respin on the Thug, I feel like when I was listening to early Thug, like, some of those songs, it was just really hard, to get to, because he would, like, rap, like, the hooks would be so, like, it just feel like low effort, but he would always have the verses and the noises and the ad-libs and the and shit like that, and the noises and shit. But now he's like, post, like, So Much Fun, I feel like he's back. You know what the album is, right? It's the Green album, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I mean, I only know him for.
But I feel like he's the best, or he's already one of the best come out of Atlanta. But he's if he drops his album and this is heat, then it's just gonna be a good year for Atlanta. I feel like he's gonna revive, or he's gonna bring Atlanta back to the staple, because he really is the reason why Atlanta is, the mecca, a hip hop, or that it is now. Because him, his voice, like he said, he was taking the verbal bullets for the other niggas. So he needs to drop that tonight. I can't wait till tomorrow to listen to it. I don't know if I'll be up at 12 to listen to it today. But if I can, tomorrow. But if I am up at 12 tomorrow to listen to it, then I'll be very happy. But, I have a good outlook to the album, basically, if he gonna be rapping like that. So, yesterday, Metro Boomin has a civil SA case, which somebody need to do something. Since Trump is the president, he need to do something about these civil cases, since he got civilly found guilty for SA. So, but anyways, Metro is getting accused of SA, and the lawyer is the same lawyer who did the Cassie stuff. So he's probably cooked, because that lawyer is a real lawyer. So Metro Boomin was having this court case. This is the first day, and Young Thug showed up to LA to support his mans, and this is something that happened. So I want to play this clip. What did I fast forward? Did I skip to the freaking ending?
Relationship with Ghana, man. Y'all still got a business relationship?
Are you with us or are you a fuck nigga?
No, I'm a journalist.
Are you with us or are you a fuck nigga?
I'm with journalism. So yeah.
Are you a journalism? That don't make sense.
Yeah, I'm just a journalist. Yes, sir.
Not a
Makes sense or not, instead of that doesn't make sense. You trying to correct somebody.
It don't make sense. What do you think about that?
I think his belly is bothering me.
Oh yeah, fat. You know, I've been used to him being fat for so long. If that makes sense. I done forgot that he was small.
I understand. He got the dope boy belly. He got the dope boy belly. I get it, but anyway, not body shaming. His belly is there. You can't help but to see the motherfucker. But yeah, it's funny that
he got the dad bod.
He does. That's that just got out of jail body, man. You either come out like that or you come out like Debo.
And that's that. I don't work out ever. I'm not even gonna go to gym and work out. I don't work out at all. I would never work out. I'm just gonna be a fat ass or a skinny nigga.
At all. But so you either on his side, and if you ain't on his side, you a fuck nigga. You with me or you a fuck nigga? Which one is it? He started to say I'm I'm a journalist.
His bitch ass. What do you think about that? Do you think that journalist nigga he going outside?
Nah. You know, they take all type of stuff, you know. You just keep going, you know.
Alright, anyways, so, you know, Charlie Kirk, you know, a lot of people was feeling bad after his death. I wasn't feeling bad. But, you know, after watching this video, I'm like, damn, bro, why they had to do my nigga Charlie Kirk like that? Like, this is the greatest Charlie Kirk video. He ain't never spit no words of facts. I'm like, bro, they should have kept my nigga alive. He was one of the best debaters out here ever, man. So, you know, I don't know if I said it last episode, but rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. You know, you will be missed. You know, you one of my favorite debaters ever. You know, I can't believe they took you out the game. But let's just, you know, listen to these beautiful words that this nigga speaks right now. Listen to this shit, man.
If you still think MJ's the GOAT, or if your stance has changed.
Which one is easier? Is it easier to score points in 2025 or in 1995?
I think it's easier to score points now, most definitely now.
So, therefore, when we look at point totals of LeBron, we got to take that with an asterisk, right?
Okay.
When was the NBA more popular, 90s or today?
I think the NBA is more popular today.
No, it's not even close. NBA's gone down. The last 10 years, who's been the face of the NBA?
Like LeBron.
In the 90s, who was the face of the NBA?
Jordan.
Wait, so Jordan made the NBA more popular and LeBron made the NBA a joke?
No.
The NBA is on verge of collapse. No one wants to watch it. Crowd attendance is down. They got to give away free food. They got to give away free beer. The cable channels are like, basically no one wants to watch it. It's like a 3-point contest. No one plays defense. So the League of LeBron is going into a place of irrelevance. Jordan left the league at the highest ratings ever with a cultural phenomenon the way we've never seen before. I don't know. I define greatness also as what do you do to the league? When you go to the inner city, you go to Chicago, you go to Atlanta. Do you say, hey, man, are you wearing Jordans? Or do you say, hey, are you wearing LeBrons? And I'll close with this. You know how you are the GOAT? You're the GOAT when you don't have to keep on playing till you're 40 and get your kid some sort of, you know, special job just because you're a billionaire. That's how you know you're the GOAT. You're the GOAT where you're like, I just won 6. Thanks so much. I'm retiring. Thanks for playing. The GOAT knows he's the greatest, and he doesn't have to keep on playing to prove it.
Wow, Charlie, bro, why did they have to see?
Nasty.
You know, I done seen videos of Charlie. You know, he was debating those LeBron niggas. Cause that's what they be asking. They be walking up to him and be like, who's the GOAT, LeBron or Michael Jordan? I don't know why they're asking that nigga that, you know. But he will answer those questions, and he used to debate with those niggas. I seen clips of him doing it, but I didn't know he was doing it in 2025. I didn't know he was still out here doing it. So that's the worst thing about this. You know, he was out there on them college campuses, you know, spitting facts. They took my nigga out the game, man. They shouldn't have did that, you know. But anyways, I was about to say we're about to get into the real stuff, but we're about to get into the second. No, damn it. I had the clip, but I'm gonna find a clip. So basically, my question is this quote unquote racist? Because you asked me this, you know, I have the ability to tell what is and is not racist. So My culture view is this racist? And I'm going to explain to you what I think. Well, I could tell you my hypothesis, but I'm gonna explain to you if I think it is or not. So, actually, hold on, wait. Okay, so context, right? This, African American man over here, he is going into Google, putting in the words in English and getting them translated into Chinese, and then after getting them translated into Chinese, he's into Mandarin, and then after getting it in Mandarin, he's speaking it back out in Mandarin onto a track. And let's do it.
How does this racist? I'm literally translating it.
This part is so racist.
I heard. All right. So, what do you think about our talented young brother over here creating songs in Mandarin? Do you think it's racist, quote unquote, or do you believe it's not racist?
I believe that it depends on what he's talking about.
He's talking about normal shit, I believe.
If he's talking
about race, I think he's talking about
him, his life, and just spitting, then no. But if he like talking about that culture and like appropriating or something like that, then that would be different. I don't know if it would be racist or not, but I would look at it different. But I mean, it's no difference if he actually spoke that language and was rap. Like I don't see that being racist just because he's rapping in a different language. Artists learn different languages just to perform in different places where they are.
Oh, they do? Shit, I didn't know that.
I seen Beyonce sing some of her songs in Spanish.
No.
Like I've seen yeah.
Yeah. I don't think this is racist because one, I don't know if cultural appropriation exists in China. Like from my understanding of Chinese people and how they view their culture, I don't believe, and I'm not talking about Chinese, I'm talking about niggas who live in China. I don't believe that they actually view cultural appropriation as a thing. I believe that in their minds, if you do something quote unquote of their culture, then you are participating in the culture and they appreciate you for that. That's my understanding of how Chinese people view quote unquote cultural appropriation. I think that's why I'm not gonna say it, but this is why you see some like Chinese people with dreads and like giving themselves afros and like wearing like certain like extremely hip hop aesthetic, because they wouldn't consider that cultural appropriation of our culture, because they wouldn't view it the other way. They view it from what I think, or from what I've heard Chinese people say about their culture from like YouTube videos and stuff and the internet, is that they will only view it as appreciation. So I don't know if they would view that as that. So that's why I think that. And I don't think his intentions behind it was to be racist as well. So that's why I think.
That's true, but it was something that they were up in roars about. I'm not sure if this is Chinese or Japanese or whatever. But
those are not the same at
all. I know they're not the same.
I'm saying a Japanese part, I don't know what they feel about.
No, what I was about to say was when Kim, I think somebody was trying to name their clothing line thing. I don't even remember what it's called. Those robes that they be.
Was it Rihanna?
Is it?
I don't know.
I kind of, it started with a K, I think.
What was it trying to do?
But yeah, they were in an uproar and she had to change it to Skims or something. What was it? Komodo? I don't remember what, but it was some name and they didn't like it.
Oh yeah.
She had to change it.
I don't know. I mean, I think the Japanese might be more touchy, but me personally, as an American, a Japanese can't tell me anything about anything, moral police wise, but we know why though. But so let's get to the final topic, which encompasses a whole lot of shit. So let's get to it. Let's get to our last topic, Donald Trump. So me, it's been a real busy time. So me, I'm not a Trump glazer, but me, in my mind, I think Trump is the most successful, you know, world leader, I would say, ever. You know, I would say nobody ever has, you know, been able to do what he's done, you know. And I used to say, you know, oh, Julius Caesar, but I feel like Julius Caesar, you know, we could have maybe said that for like Trump 1, but on Trump 2, you know, Julius Caesar still got assassinated by his own people for taking it too far. You know, his own people took him out the game because he was doing too much. It's the opposite with Donald Trump. His people, he could take another nigga out the game and they wouldn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has really been able to do, you know, what he's done. You know, no world leader. You know, the nigga has done so much. Like, I think, like Ann Coulter said, like, the nigga is crypto scamming right now. Like, the nigga has a meme coin, like, it's real life. And nobody is doing anything, and nobody is going to stop him, you know. And me, the way I think about it, it's like, the way I see it is, only one person can succeed too much. You can't really succeed, like, too much, especially when you don't have, like, I feel like Donald Trump doesn't have the prerequisites to his success. You know, I feel like he's the most successful world leader, but also in my mind, or how I perceived him until recently, while also being the least intelligent, you know. But especially of the world leaders today, I feel like he definitely is, especially compared to our enemies like Xi Jinping and Putin. But if we look at, you know, all of the world leaders, like, let's look at the Russian ones, like Lenin, Stalin, and Putin, the 3 current ones. These are like 3 dictatorships. Or we look at just dictatorships throughout history. Even the dictators, because people say we live in a dictatorship or autocracy. It's like a semi-dictatorship, semi-autocracy. We're not fully there yet. That's what I say. But, you know, even they weren't as able to do as much as Trump can do. Like, he can do so much in the world and face no repercussions. Like, it's crazy because Destiny was talking about, like, does Putin have as much control over Russia that Trump has over America? Like, did Stalin at his height, let me think. But not even, because H was smart. You know, H was different. Like, it was different. Like, but, you know, over this past week, a lot of crazy shit has been happening in the world. And Donald Trump, as somebody who I view to be less intelligent, is actually wrapping this around in some very interesting ways. So, you know, this whole, like, tariff stuff, I didn't really understand. He does these things where he'll, like, throw out these wild things, and it seems to be, like, pointless. And I'm like, oh, this comes from a place of, like, low intelligence. Like, why are you doing this? Like, this doesn't make sense. But he manages somehow, and I don't know, and I'm trying to figure this out in myself. Is this some sort of, like, divine plan? 1, is this some sort of, like, luck? Like, is he the luckiest human being to ever exist ever in history of the world? Or 3, is this some, like, mastermind plan? You know, and it used to be like during Trump 1, people were like, oh, Trump is actually a political genius. And then, like, during, like, the COVID stuff, people, like, got rid of that perception. And now it's coming back because we're about to get into it. So we're about to get into this whole segment, which is large. I'm about to, you know, I want to explain, like, each individual point on why or how I feel about Trump and his decision, as far as, is this better or is it good and smart, and just how it's just been too crazy. Like, I literally, like, I'm thinking, like, he has been, like, on full, he's still, like, a narcissist, but he hasn't said anything, like, completely retarded at all. He's been saying stuff that makes sense and that we ought to do all type of shit. Like, his whole team has been on point. So, except for that autism shit was insane. But let's get to it. So, I don't even know what has happened because so much stuff has been happening. But this is the first thing. So, let's get to it.
This morning, a top federal prosecutor resigning following an extraordinary pressure campaign from President Trump. The president, furious he was unable to find enough evidence to bring criminal charges against one of his political opponents. Eric Siebert, Trump's handpicked U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, spent 5 months investigating New York Attorney General Letitia James over accusations she committed mortgage fraud.
I am not following it very closely. It looks to me like she's very guilty of something.
But after speaking to more than a dozen witnesses and pouring through loan documents, investigators came up empty, unable to find evidence that James knowingly falsified records to obtain better loan terms. Trump claims he ousted Siebert because he was supported by Virginia's 2 Democratic senators. But sources tell ABC News Trump has told top administration officials he wants to install someone who will prosecute James. ABC's Jonathan Carl pressing the president.
So you want him fired? You want him out?
Yeah, I want him out, yeah.
James has denied any wrongdoing, and in a statement to ABC News, her lawyers saying Siebert's ouster is a, quote, brazen attack on the rule of law. Now, I'm told this decision has left one of the top federal prosecutors' offices in the country, tasked with investigating some of the most high-profile terrorism and espionage cases, in a state of crisis.
So, basically, Letitia James was the New York attorney who I don't even know if she was responsible. I know she was responsible for the charging because she's the attorney general, but I don't know if I don't know if it was handed down to her or what, because you never know. Like, it's not necessary that she just woke up one day and decided to do that. But I think this was a charge for, like, the documents. He, like, lied on some document about what he did with the finances. That was, like, a campaign finance, and he lied and said it was something else. And I don't know. I think he got found guilty of that, and I think it was something to do with Stormy Daniels, some shit like that. But that was the person who went after, who prosecuted him, and he's trying to get her prosecuted. So what do you think about that?
Is that the same exact person or the person who holds that role?
No, that's the same exact person.
Oh, I don't think it's a good look. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Especially since they didn't find anything. Like, you don't want to mess around and get sued, but...
Yeah, he got his people resigning. He actually can't get sued. They, like, removed that. But,
That's what's up. Good.
No, it's not good. Well, it's not bad, though. That part is good, not the new one. The old thing that they did, that's actually good. Yeah, I don't think it's good. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. So, Governor Newsom had this press conference. So, basically, what's happening? I think he gives the speech for 10 minutes, right? Yeah, 10 minutes. So, basically, in California, ICE, they're going crazy over there. And the Supreme Court actually made it, this is recently because during Trump too, there's been a lot of Supreme Court stuff because he's been doing a lot of crazy stuff. They actually made it where you can, let me think. They made it where a police can stop you and ask or demand that you show them, proof that you live in America based on how they perceive you to be, basically. So people say, Destiny was reading through it. I don't know. I don't want to say you can racially profile, but I think
like
you can. Yeah, basically, you can racially profile. Or if you perceive somebody to be an illegal immigrant, then you can go up to them, stop them, and ask them for their papers. But how do you perceive somebody to be an illegal immigrant if they're like Mexican or Hispanic? So basically, people are saying that it's basically the Supreme Court has given ICE the ability to, openly racially profile Hispanic people and demand that they show them proof that, they live in America. And what's happening in California is they put together this, these are all like leaders of like community leaders of like different groups, like leader for representative minorities of some shit like that, Latino caucus, stuff like that. Like these are community representatives, and he's holding this town hall to sign like I almost said it 6+1 bills that each one has something different. He talks about it here, but it's about the ICE agents aren't allowed to use their personal information or the information that I think some phone or I don't know, some cell phone information to track down immigrants, and they're also not allowed to wear a mask. And he's just basically signing bills to,
5 bills I'll be signing here in a moment.
Get rid of their ability to do certain stuff.
That is long overdue. But let me first try to set a scene. It's one very familiar to many of you, but not necessarily to some folks that may be watching from other parts of the country. We're here in Los Angeles, the most diverse city in the most diverse state, California, in the world's most diverse democracy. It is a point of pride. We are a majority-minority state, California. At our best, we don't tolerate that diversity. At our best, we celebrate that diversity. We're a universal state. 27% of Californians are foreign-born. You heard the superintendent talk about all the mixed status families. Our status is unique in the United States of America. It's what makes California great. It's what makes America great. And it's under assault by this administration. There's a word that you've never heard uttered from the President of the United States' lips, certainly not Stephen Miller, and that's pluralism. We practice pluralism. It's a deep point of pride. Those values are under assault to a degree we could have never imagined. For those of you here in Los Angeles, you deeply absorb this, you deeply understand this. You saw your streets militarized. You saw the President of the United States, who in his first term never sent the military anywhere, not overseas, nowhere. In his second term, he sent the United States Marines, active duty Marines, to the city of Los Angeles. He federalized 4,000 of our National Guard. We said at the time it was a preview of things to come. Folks thought that was hyperbolic. They thought we were overstating it. Ask the folks in Washington, D.C. Ask the folks other states like Illinois. It's about to happen in Memphis. We announced just a few weeks ago that we were standing up and pushing back as it relates to the rigging of elections. We were at the Democracy Center in Little Tokyo, the sacred site where we were interning and busing the Japanese. That shameful part of our past. And what did the administration do? What did Stephen Miller do? What did Donald Trump do? They sent masked men to intimidate folks from walking in to that event. Masked men. Poor soul that happened to be in the area, guy delivering strawberries, was detained because he just happened to be in the area. Collateral damage. Disappeared. These masked men had no identification. These masked men did not provide any information, name, badge number, hidden from accountability, any transparency, any oversight. That's Trump's America, but it is not the America we've grown up in. And so we're pushing back against this. For so many of you in Los Angeles, we talk about authoritarianism. Some think we're being hyperbolic. Depends the lens you see the world. Which set of eyes? For someone like me, I may not be experiencing it, but for many folks you see behind me, they have experienced it. There was a young man who was here as an advisor to the superintendent we just met with. He says, you don't need to touch the flame to feel the burn. The impact of these policies all across this city, our state, and nation are terrifying. It's like a dystopian sci-fi movie. Unmarked cars, people en masse, people quite literally disappearing, no due process, no rights in a democracy where we have rights. Immigrants have rights. And we have the right to stand up and push back. And that's what we're doing here today. This is a disgrace. This is an outrage, what we have allowed to happen in this country. And I could not be more proud of this legislature, the legislative authors, to the community demanding more from all of us at this moment to push back. I'll be signing a bill, the first in the nation, saying enough. ICE, unmask. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? If you're going to go out and you're going to do enforcement, provide an ID. Tell us which agency you represent. Provide us basic information that all local law enforcement is required to provide. Have the decency not to threaten people as they go to school, to go out in the parking lots proximate to these schools to create chill, packed attendance. We talked to these kids. They were saying, one of you said, I've got friends that don't go on the metro anymore. It's a public space. So your superintendent had the decency, foresight, and leadership to provide transportation. That's Trump's America. Hospitals. You talk about health infrastructure. You talk about community health. People scared to death to even access a community clinic for preventative medicine, worried that somehow they're going to be turned in, or someone without identification, looking like anyone else with a mask on, may just jump out of a car and they may disappear. So I want to thank the legislative leaders for asserting themselves and providing me the privilege, the ability to sign these laws, pushing back at this moment. I thought Jon Stewart said it best. This is not about the pronoun police. This is about the secret police. We're not North Korea, Mr. President. We're not the Soviet Union. This is the United States of America. And I'm really proud of the state of California and our state of mind that we're pushing back against these authoritarian tendencies and actions of this administration. ICE is now the largest private police force in the United States of America. And I say private because increasingly it appears to many of us that they have sworn an oath to Donald Trump, not the Constitution. A private police force whose ranks are going to grow by some 10,000, dwarfing the FBI and DEA. Only comparable staffing and investments are military operations around the globe. That's what Congress, the supine leadership in Congress provided, along with the supine members of the Supreme Court that have allowed racial profiling on the basis of accent, basis of location, and skin color. This is not America. And so we are pushing back firmly. We're pushing back using not just our formal authority, but perhaps the most important authority, and that's our moral authority. So thank you to the members of the legislature. Thank you to the authors of these bills. And it's my honor now to sign into law 4 pieces of legislation that go into effect immediately upon signature, and 1 on the masking that will formally go into effect in January of 2026. With that, let's sign these. That's all. We're gonna run. All right. AB. Right here. Okay, you notice it. All right. It's AB 49. Just sign the law. Thank you. SB 81. SB 98. SB 805. And SB 627, the anti-masking law. Thank you. Thank
you. So basically, in California, they have different, rules for the ICE agents. Stop them from wearing masks, identifying themselves, etc. So how do you feel about that?
Do he have the authority to enforce that over ISIS?
I didn't think he did. As he was saying it, when I first seen the clip, I didn't know that he could do that, but I don't know. He's trying some new shit, you know what I'm saying? He's trying some new shit out.
That could be your, recommendation, but, is that above your pay grade? Like, are they going to be like, if what you're talking about, you don't have the authority to tell me any of that?
Damn, I had these Trump clips. I don't know what I did with them, man. When you be copying the link, you gotta copy it a certain way. If you don't do it, like once you copy it, you gotta copy it in the right shit, man.
Some things that he said I agree with though, but not everything.
Yeah, he was speaking a lot of facts. Bro, why is it taking so long to load? Like, the nigga's trying to get to the shit. Hold up.
This is the week that...
Okay, apparently the UK, according to American niggas, is supposed to be AI superpower. This nigga's American, by the way.
That I declare that UK will be an AI superpower, and that was the mandate from Prime Minister Starmer. He wants the UK to be an AI superpower, and so I think the research is fantastic. The universities are fantastic. The AI ecosystem, the startups ecosystem is really vibrant. This is the 3rd largest AI startups ecosystem.
So apparently the UK is supposed to be some AI superpower. So
in the world.
Do you think that this AI shit is really going to do anything that great, to make some place, or really that's going to really provide any value outside of, quick, cute little things? Or, what do you think about
eventually,
them?
But they won't be the ones to do it.
No, I think they are. But do you think that's a good thing that they are becoming the superpower with our assistance?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really care about it like that. I feel like what actions has made that, like,
They're working on, I don't know.
Like,
they
besides
really saying this AI shit, but
saying it, like, is that proven right now, or that's
no, it's the future. It's the plans.
Oh, okay. I don't, I'll see it with it,
Yeah, but anyways, Germany.
Running out of money? No, really? That's the stark warning from Chancellor Friedrich Merz. He says Europe's biggest economy can no longer afford its generous welfare state. Germany's social spending has hit a record high, 31.2% of GDP. That's among the highest in the world. And after 3 years of barely any growth, Merz said that the only way that the welfare system can survive if the economy rebounds. His own Labour minister called that claim bullshit. But here's the real crisis. Germany is getting old, fast. More than 16 million baby boomers will retire by 2036. Only 12 million younger workers are coming in to replace them. That math doesn't add up. Pensions are already Germany's biggest welfare expense, and this demographic shift could break it. Then there's the citizen's income. It's Germany's basic welfare payment. It currently costs 47 billion euros and supports 5.5 million people. Nearly half of those payments go to foreign nationals. That's become political dynamite. The far-right AfD party is now polling neck and neck with Merz's CDU. They called his immigration plans symbolic politics. So could Germany really go broke? Well, not immediately. The country still has borrowing capacity and financial reserves. But without economic growth and major reforms, the pressure on the system will only
warned that Germany is facing its most challenging times in recent history, with major reforms required to fund the country's welfare system. Metz, who is facing his lowest approval rating since taking office, made the comments during a debate over next year's draft budget. That budget proposal includes a drastic spending boost, and Germany's borrowing is set to triple compared to 2024. The biggest budget increase is in defense spending. The issue of borrowing limits is highly charged in Germany and led to the collapse of the previous governing coalition. Let's listen into what the German Chancellor had to say.
It must be clear to us as a country.
First off, every time I'm gonna hear a nigga speak German, I'm always gonna think about that one event. That's one. Second off, anytime I see an eagle at all, like that, doing that statue, that iron eagle thing, I'm always thinking about that one event. Also, second off, do you got anything? Cause I got a whole tangent.
Go ahead.
All right, so first off, in school, a lot of people on the left side, they like to claim, when we talk about the greatest country of all time, definitely the greatest country on earth today, they like to claim Germany, like, I don't know why, Germany, Switzerland, Switzerland, Sweden, they name these, extremely white countries in Europe, and they say, oh, this country is, quote unquote, extremely developed, and Germany is headed toward being, this is what my teacher told me, the most developed country in the world. Level or stage 5 development is what she said that they were entering. But it doesn't really seem to look like that, does it, Miss Teacher? It doesn't really seem to look like the Europeans are really doing that much better than America, especially for it to be any discussion about the greatest country ever. But a lot of people like to give Europe and Europeans this greatest country ever because of their welfare system that helps. Oh, we have free healthcare. We do this, we do that. Well, how does it look over there? It's not looking good. It's not looking good over there. And these places are not more developed than us. You can't be more developed than the country that. These places are not more developed than us. They don't have enough people in their countries to maintain their society. We don't either. That's why we bring in immigrants. But our immigrants work. They don't. Their immigrants, they pay their immigrants. They give their immigrants welfare. This happens all over Germany, and that President Trump actually talked about that when he did the UN meeting. I don't know what's called the big, presidential. What's it called when the president talks in front of the UN? He did a UN speech and he talked about this. But to all that speak, I just want to say, that everybody who predicted that was wrong. One, two, I would also like to say that, I think I touched on everything, right, about this country, right? So, yeah, Germany, all these countries, they can never compete with a massive giant that is America. And like he said, they're trying to increase their spending budget. You know why? Because things are getting big, spooky over there in Germany. Things are getting real, real spooky with the ops right up on their tail.
It's sad.
Anyways, I already said as much as I need to say. But anyways, so Charlie Kirk. That's it. That's it. Oh no, I got it right here. Never mind. Charlie Kirk. Rest up to Charlie Kirk. Jordan's the GOAT. We all know this, but in inspiration of Charlie Kirk, some people have tried to go super duper into the let's debate each other thing. People on the left, people on the right, and Charleston White has said something interesting. He said if Charlie Kirk had went to an HBCU, he would still be alive.
Wow.
I think that is true, but if he would have went to an HBCU, I think he would have encountered something similar to this. So one of, you know, these two conservatives. This guy on the right, he is extremely. All the way. All right, this guy with the tan, he is not really that smart, but this guy, he's all right. So they went to a HBCU. They're having a debate. As you can see, there are people in the background recording. You can see there's a man engaging in discourse, and as you will see, things escalate like immediately. So they also they didn't get any permission to be there, so they just went there and put down their shit and stayed there, and they're about to talk, and then they're about to get asked to leave before they get surrounded, mobbed, and eventually they get super duper, I don't know how, I can say rogged on. You know, they get rogged on by the HBCU students. Yeah. This is a very long video, but you know, this like will devolve into like screaming, and then they'll all walk off. Yeah. It happens eventually. I can show you more clips of this, but they, you know, they walk off, they get followed. I could play it. I mean, they're saying a whole bunch of shit, you know.
Threatening to hurt our car.
But you know,
Hey, they're saying they're gonna break our car.
they dip
Okay.
and they go back into the cars. So, hold up. So, my question is, what do you think about them going onto this HBCU? Do you think that it was do you think that it was to provoke the students and that they were racist and they had negative intentions? One, that's the first, because there's two interpretations, or there's two ways that people are interpreting the situation. Or two, do you believe that they were just going there to have political debates?
I think that they went there. How did you word it?
I said, do you think that they went there? Well, one, do you think that these two are racist? One, and that they went to the HBCU to provoke the black students in order to get a quote unquote reaction from them, quote unquote. This is according to a certain, you know, people. This is their view of the situation.
I think you said three things. I should have hopped in because I know my memory. But one, I don't think that they're racist. I don't know. I would have to watch it and hear. But I don't think that they're racist. I do think that they went to antagonize and they didn't go open-minded. I'll say that because one, they just set up. They just set up with no permission, no anything. They just took it upon themselves to plant somewhere and talk to people without permission. Two, the Make America Great Again at a HBU or even anywhere, but somewhere where you didn't have permission to come. And then you just set up shop. Yes, I think that that was antagonizing and it was intentionally done. I don't think good intentions were had going there wearing something like that, because if you came to convince somebody to believe the way that you believe, or to have an open discussion and a respectful open discussion where you hear me, I hear you, this is my point of view, this is your point of view, you wouldn't come there already established with something as far as the Make America Great Again hat, you know what I'm saying, or we love Trump, or a Confederate flag, or something like that. You would have just came, sat up, had your little post and say, you know, we here to talk to people about this. Okay, this is your take and this is mine. So if you come in like that, you know, of course you're going to be met with heat. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I think that, you know, this just, to me, you know, this just proves, you know, don't go to a HBCU, I would never send my son to no HBCU. He ain't going to no HBCU. One, and two, you know, it just shows that people at this HBCU in Tennessee are unable at all to have any sort of dialogue at all, because they instantly swarmed dude in like 5 minutes, and they were just completely trying to shut down the speech. And that's what happens with like them. They're all college kids, you know. So I mean, as far as you know, now think about it. I think this happens, you know, with like them. They're all college kids. They all hate anything like of the right. Going to a HBCU to try to debate niggas. If you're a Trump supporter, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. They're not gonna debate you. They're just gonna, you know, scream at you and tell you to get out of here. You know, this is what happened if a black person would have did that. You know, if I would have went out there, if any nigga would have went out there in the MAGA hat and was trying to talk political shit, they would have, you know, did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But Charlie Kirk, me personally, I don't think that they were racist or going out there to provoke me. I think that they were going out there just to have a civil dialogue. I don't know why niggas are turning this into like this whole thing, like they were going out there to intentionally, you know, provoke them. I don't think that's what they were doing, because they were just, you know, sitting there chilling. I think they really wanted to have a discussion, because I think a lot of these conservative types have, you know, I don't want to say obsession, but they have a thing for, you know, black people specifically, you know. But Donald Trump, in a new interview 6 days ago, had said something very interesting about Charlie Kirk. So I didn't watch the full interview because this is on Fox News, so they're just going to glaze him and ask him easy questions. But
Charlie said, you know, that there was no such thing as hate speech. He obviously, you know, no one anticipated what happened to Charlie, but you have always been in favor of free speech. Yeah, so do you have concerns about, you know, some people look at this and your critics will say in favor of free speech. Yeah, so do you have concerns about, you know, some people look at this what happened to Charlie, but you have always been in favor of free speech. Yeah, so do you have concerns about, you know, some people look at this and your critics, this crackdown is a crackdown on free speech?
Yeah, it's interesting. I watch your show and I watch others, and I see.
Anyways, actually, what you got anything to say about it?
No.
All right, so you know, this is part of what I was saying. So one, as you can see, one. She asked him, you know, XYZ, Charlie Kirk, XYZ. He did the Jesse Lee Peterson, oh, where's Martin Luther King now? Oh, Martin Luther King is dead. I rest my case. He basically did that with Charlie Kirk. She said, oh, well, he didn't believe in hate speech. He said, where's Charlie Kirk now? And then she said, he's dead. And he said, I rest my case. So, you know, to all these niggas who were crying and bitching and complaining about niggas making Charlie Kirk jokes, your mans just did the Charlie Kirk joke, and he did a more extreme. I didn't know these niggas were canceling niggas, doxing niggas about jokes. If anybody else would have made this joke,
what nigga would have said. Was a joke?
I mean, what else could it be besides
I think that
a joke?
was his natural response that just came out of his mouth.
Oh no! I mean, he was smiling after he said it. Oh yeah, and that's something interesting too. As you can see, she asked him a direct question, and Trump never answers direct questions until he does, which I didn't know that he was capable, because I literally, in my mind, you know, I thought that he didn't have the mental faculties to answer a question directly. I thought he had some like severe like mental illness where if you say words to him, he only can regurgitate like words in like a weird rambly manner, you know. So he didn't answer the question, but he will later answer some, you know, questions that we need him to answer. So that's what I think about, or you know, that's how I feel about that. How do you feel about him making that joke? Do you feel like it was edgy, extremely edgy, in that the Charlie Kirk people can't be mad at people on the left for making jokes when the president just made a joke about him?
I didn't look at that as a joke. I just looked at it as something that came to the top of his mind, and he just said it.
So Charlie Kirk, they had this super duper like big like memorial. It was so big that they had ads. They had ads at his memorial. Ads, like it was sponsored by somebody. So the people on the right have completely taken his death and turned it into a political, you know, tool, you know. And I'm not gonna say that's right or wrong. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna let my man speak for himself. So his wife actually forgave the shooter, which is like a good, you know, very like Christian like thing. And you know, she also, well, I'll just let my nigga Trump say it. You know what I'm saying?
This dying day, we find everything we need to know about who Charlie Kirk truly was. He was a missionary with a noble spirit and a great, great purpose. He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Erica. But now Erica can talk to me and the whole group, and maybe they can convince me that that's not right, but I can't stand my opponent.
What do you think about this, what he said?
I love it.
Okay. You got anything else to say about it?
That's how people, people sometimes secretly feel that way in their heart, and they don't want to say it out. They don't want to say it out loud, or they want to make their self think that, but yeah, I love it. Keep it 100.
Yeah, he definitely shouldn't have said that one. Do you think that proves that let me just get, so I think he was joking, and this is another thing. He does this thing where he'll say like something like extremely outlandish, and then his niggas will defend it, and they'll be like, "Oh, he was joking." And I thought, like, I didn't realize that, but I think maybe, and this, I remember Adam 22 was talking about that, where it's hard to tell how self-aware another person is, especially a celebrity person. Like, at first, when he used to say stuff like that, I thought he was being unironic, but me watching
in
this
that private
and knowing
moment
how
on his dying day, we find.
Well, wait, I could just show you what I mean. So he's talking, and then he tells the joke, and every time he tells a joke, he does this thing where he'll be like, I don't know. He tells a joke, and then he'll mention like other people and be like, "Oh, you know what I'm talking about, right? XYZ. Oh, Erica, or he'll do this thing where he'll be like, people are not gonna like what I'm about to say," and then he'll say something, and it'll be a joke. But he said, "I hate my opponents. I really do." I think he was joking in his little, Trump joke voice. If he really hated his opponent, he would say, "I hate my opponents. I really do." He would do it in a more direct way and not in his like sideways, like slurry, Trump way. So I think he was joking with that. That's how I feel about that. But I'm also realizing that I think he might be more self-aware that his jokes are actually jokes that are controversial. And I think, when you read the 48 Laws of Power, it's like Trump, he does a lot of 48 Laws of Power shit, but I'm like, this nigga's not smart enough to do no shit like that. But this is something where you say something outlandish, and then, your people will hop on it to, defend it, but you throw it out there knowing that it's an outlandish thing to say, because when you say something bold, it attracts people to you for being the man that will say something, especially if it's perceived as like truthful or something that nobody else is willing to say. So, him saying that joke, I think, I'm starting to think that maybe he's aware that, oh, this is an edgy joke, and that, certain people will be forced to defend it.
I think he was joking, but I think he meant it as well.
I don't know if he meant it. I think he might have been joking the whole way. I don't think he hate his ops, but he could, though.
Unless they benefit him in some type of way.
Yeah. So, So Jimmy Kimmel post the Charlie Kirk thing. We figured out who Tyler Robinson was. He did this thing where he said Republicans are trying to make it where they're trying to take the blame away from this, and he basically said something that got him canceled. Or the FCC head chairman that was appointed by Trump had told ABC that they should do something, basically, and they canceled Jimmy Kimmel's show after that. But then there was like this protest thing online. People were canceling their Hulu and their Disney Plus. Therefore, they brought them back because of the outrage from people on the left and the right. Everybody was really tripping. Joe Rogan, Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro. A lot of people on the right and the left were tripping. Nobody was really happy about this, which I was surprised, because I'm not really a fan of Jimmy Kimmel or late night at all. I think it's like, I don't watch TV, so I was really.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay?
One, it was him saying that Republicans or MAGA are trying to make this seem like this was somebody else, but anybody but himself. And when he said that, I thought he meant like this, that bro grew up in a, MAGA household because his parents were MAGA. And that, he used to be MAGA until recently. That's what I thought he meant by that. Like, he grew up in a conservative household. That's what I thought. But he said he didn't mean it that way or some shit. I don't know. They uncanceled his shit. But that joke and two, the calling or saying Trump's reaction to that was like a 4-year-old's reaction. That both of those two jokes really got a lot of the MAGA people. Or, not really them, but that specific chairman of the FCC, that got him really mad. And post the cancellation of, some people hopped on to defend the cancellation as well.
Here at 6 today, the future of the late night show Jimmy Kimmel Live is in jeopardy. Good evening once again, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Michael Brownlee. ABC is preempting the show indefinitely because of comments he made following the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
NBC4's Conan Nolan joins us live from the newsroom. Conan, that announcement is sending shockwaves through Hollywood tonight?
It is, Colleen, and it deserves a little bit of a backstory. Prior to the news conference on Tuesday that delineated the evidence against the alleged assassin of Charlie Kirk, there was a narrative over the weekend that perhaps this man, Tyler Robinson, was actually a supporter of President Donald Trump. In fact, there were those who believed he was part of the ultra-right wing who considered Charlie Kirk to be too liberal, that he was too accommodating to political moderates and leftists. That turned out not to be the case. But in between that wording on the internet and what happened on Tuesday with the announcement of the evidence, it appears that Jimmy Kimmel bought into what was being said online, and that led to the monologue that is in dispute on Monday night. The controversy stemmed from this joke during Monday night's monologue on the Jimmy Kimmel Live show taped on Hollywood Boulevard. It regarded not slain political activist Charlie Kirk, but Tyler Robinson, the 22-year-old man accused in Kirk's murder.
We had some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. You can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day?
In its ABC-affiliated markets. It's a show with other programming in its ABC-affiliated markets. ABC Television announced it is suspending airing of the program indefinitely. FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, on conservative commentator Benny Johnson's podcast, threatened to take action against ABC for Kimmel suggesting that Kirk's killer was a Trump supporter.
And what appears to be an action by Jimmy Kimmel to play into that narrative that this was somehow a MAGA or Republican motivated person. If that's what happened here with his conduct, that is really, really sick.
Meanwhile, President
Benny Johnson is a Russian, or allegedly a Russian agent, like Candace Owens and that nigga Tucker Carlson. So I don't know why that nigga was with bro on this show. Low judgment, But
do I think that what Kimmel said is appropriate? Not really. I think it's terrible. And do I think it's a good reason to yank the show? Yeah, I do, actually. That was their choice. Listen, what he said is despicable. Let's not get around that. I mean, what he said was totally despicable. So I don't feel sorry for him at all. And I think that Disney did the right thing.
I have real questions about the First Amendment and media companies folding rather than maintaining robust dialogue. So I'm very troubled by it. I don't know the details. I've seen the headlines, but I haven't had a chance to dig into the details. But it causes me concern.
Clearly, what he said was terrible. I mean, Jimmy Kimmel's would not appreciate if one of his children was joked about in a tragedy for his situation. And I think we all need to bring to the table, what would we do if it was our child? And when we start making comments and criticisms and cracks like that.
Listen, we are quickly becoming a censorship state. Donald Trump, in the wake of the tragic murder of Charlie Kirk, has decided to exploit that tragedy to try to silence his political opponents. I think Kimmel is just the beginning. I think you're going to see a potential dizzying campaign of political repression against anyone who opposes this president. This is a moment where Republicans here need to decide, are you going to be loyal to a president who's trying to destroy your democracy and free speech, or are you going to stand up for what's right? Everybody's going to have a decision to make very soon. This is a red alert moment for the country. It's super serious.
It's a free country. I mean, the FCC
is entitled to offer their opinion. I thought Mr. Kimmel's comments were very inappropriate. I think they constituted inappropriate. It was an inappropriate thing to say. Now, it's legal. It's perfectly legal and constitutional. Because I also believe in freedom of speech.
I think Jimmy Kimmel was taken off air because he's a unfunny activist. And people just got kind of tired of late night television being dominated by political activists who aren't funny. And whether Brendan Carr says something, and it just has no bearing on this, Colbert's show was losing money. Jimmy Kimmel's ratings are terrible because it's just not funny.
Okay, post the cancellation, it has returned. So
we got word that our long national late nightmare is over. Because Disney announced that Jimmy Kimmel Live will return to air on ABC tomorrow, Tuesday night. Come on! Plus, now that Jimmy's not being canceled, I get to enjoy this again. Yeah.
all right, so basically that nigga's back. He did a little monologue or whatever. It was like 25 minutes. I mean, he talked for like the first 10,
The audience
15.
tonight.
Sure.
Rand Paul, even my old pal Ted Cruz, who, believe it or not, said something very beautiful on my behalf.
I hate what Jimmy Kimmel said. I am thrilled that he was fired.
Oh, wait, no, not that. The other part.
But let me tell you, if the government gets in the business of saying,
What you
we
can and
don't
can't
like
say.
what you, the media, have said, we're going to ban you from the airwaves if you don't say what we like. That will end up bad for conservatives.
I don't think I've ever said this before, but Ted Cruz is right. He's absolutely right. It's a fix.
Basically, he got canceled. He's back. What do you think about that?
How long was he gone?
About 6 days.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree with what he said. I feel like, I don't like what he said, but I don't think he should be fired for it. It is freedom of speech. He's a comedian, or even if he wasn't, it's just. But I think that was on my man's who chose to do that. Now, if he stood on it, then he stood on it. If I would have been gone for too long, I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't have wanted to come back. Or when I came back, they'd have to give me a car or a raise or something. If the people is calling for me to come back, and you let me go like that from something I'm supposed to legally be able to say whatever I want, as long as it's not, I don't think that was hate speech or anything like that, then yeah, they'd have to pay me.
Yeah. This is Donald Trump's response. He would start crying. He really didn't like it. It was so funny. I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy. I don't know why he said ABC fake news instead of ABC. I don't know why he's missing the news and not the network, who's owned by Disney. I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent, in quotations, was never there. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, who puts the network in jeopardy by paying 99% or by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage? He is yet another arm of the DNC, and to the best of my knowledge, that would be major illegal campaign contribution. That's like ironic. I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings. What do you think about that?
I think it's hilarious.
That was really pathetic.
He's so not presidential at all. It's funny.
Yeah. They only paid that nigga because he sued them, one, when he was president, one, and two, because they some bitch ass, pussy ass niggas. Like everybody in this country who has money, the rich in this money, they're not evil. They're bitches. They're bitch ass niggas. And if I ever get in a position of power, I'm hoeing out all these niggas because they all can get hoed out because they're all hoes. To a nigga who, by the way, grew up a billionaire, grew up in a rich family household in New York, and who was a real estate investor turned reality star. This is the nigga who's pimping these niggas out. Anyways, let's get
work, and you have evening shows, and all they do is hit Trump. That's all they do. If you go back, I guess they haven't had a conservative on in years or something. Somebody said they're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away. It will be.
All right, so basically, you know, how do you feel about that? He's like
What kind of license
extremely
are you
pressed.
talking about?
I'm assuming, see, in England, the terrible, you know, system that they have with TV is that the government controls the TV, and then you have to pay, like, the government to license, like, TV to actually watch TV. I think here, I know the FCC controls or owns the radio, and you gotta license the radio in order to have a channel. I'm assuming, I don't know if this did, but I'm assuming it's the same thing with television. I'm assuming, like how it used to be, like, what, 3 channels in the 60s. I'm assuming that the FCC, like how they have control over the radio, I'm assuming that they have also control over the, well, there's airways, what was there, networks, was that how it works, or the television, whatever. I'm assuming that they have control over what ultimately gets aired through television, and that they, what did you ask, who specifically he was trying, oh, the license.
I said what
Yeah, and I think that they maybe, that ABC license, or through the FCC, they get, they license something through the FCC in order to do that.
I feel like the president should be off limits when it comes to jokes and all of that. But even though I feel that way, and I don't agree with people talking about the president and stuff like that, it is freedom of speech. So I feel like it's not that why press, like, just because you didn't like it, who cares? It doesn't matter if you liked it or not, you know, or you don't like the narrative that he was trying to spin or whatever to try to really cancel him or do all of that extra stuff. I don't think it's not a good look, and I think it's pointless. Like, pointed at some of that is, you know, all about being an American.
Yeah, that was episode 9 of the Legendary Duo podcast. You got anything to say?
No, I don't. We have different takes on a lot of stuff. Leave a comment if you agree with any of the takes that we have, or if you feel something different of what we're saying, because our opinions are always different.
Yeah, and you know, just like, you know, and subscribe, you know, and thank you, and you know, deuces.